Heart and respiratory diseases. Usually heart and respiratory diseases are associated with old age, but it's not always the case. Weakness of these systems may occur even in very young animals. The care for such serious malfunctions of the vet job, but kept those things in mind as the must for any groomers. To be in control for such a situation, the person who works with animals has to check the pet's breathing, the color of the tongue and mouth, mucous issues, and whisting, and bluish color of the mucus and tongue shows the pet's is the oxygen deficit. Such deficits may occur because being muzzled for too long or because excessive heat during drying. Sometimes stress alone can cause breathing or heart problems. To avoid these dangerous situations, the groomer first has to be qualified enough to determine the early symptoms of anoxia. Second, try to reduce stress as much as possible. Third, minimize the time the animal has to be muzzled. Thought and be aware of the air temperatures the entire time. The animal stays in the salon, and finally be ready to provide first aid if necessary. 5. Urination problems. Because of stress or some other reasons, many animals, especially the old ones, frequently urinate and sometimes defecate during grooming. First, be sure that the patient was walked before grooming. Second, reduce stress. If the patient has this problem and the groomer has to work on it, use the dry shampoo powder shortly before leaving the salon in order to avoid a bad odor around the ground area. Weakness. Problems like leg weakness mostly occur in old and sick animals. If an animal must be groomed, try to make it quick as you can, or in some cases take longer than usual to allow many breaks for perineum to rest. The second way may even be preferred because of the difficult to go grooming job in a rush. But you properly explain your reasoning for the owner, he or she will understand that you're only slowing down to make their pet more comfortable and not slacking. Neglect by owner. Rarely, but not rarely enough, we see an animal that comes to the grooming appointment in a terrible condition. We saw cockers with rock-hard hair dried solid inside of their ears. Cats so mated that they could be mistaken for armadillos. Pekingese covered with sticky urine and with old feces stuck in their fur. In nearly all cases, originally there is no real health problems with the animal other than neglect on the part of the owner of the animal that was bred to rely on human care for its well-being and survival. And this neglect can in turn cause medical problems. It is easy for groomers to handle such pity situations. On one hand, it would be appropriate to call SPCA and let the investigation for possible animal cruelty. On the other hand, there is always a story told by the owners that they have been ashamed to see their animal in such a bad shape, but they were absent for a long period of time, for example, in event of illness or business trip, and someone else was temporarily responsible for the care of their pet. Stories about recently rescued dogs and cats and so on. I doubt that many of these such owners tell the truth, but there is a chance that there is some rare cases they do not lie. I always try to keep in mind that if this animal is placed in a shelter, there is a big possibility that it will never be adopted by the better person, or it will or it will be put down. Finally, the owners brought the poor animal for professional care and is ready to pay for it, which is a sign that it might not happen again. No stricter recommendation of what to do in either case can be offered. Use your head and heart and come up with a delicious that is within your abilities. Develop a relationship with such your owner. The only thing that can be recommended for all cases is to look at them with an open mind and for a different point of view, including animals. It's well behaved often depends on your solution.